Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Helen Chapman. I'm the Joint Events Coordinator for the YLTSIG. And with me today, I have Kawtar Jannane. Kawtar teaches in Casablanca, Morocco for the British Council. Hi, Kawtar.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about the work you've been doing since lockdown?
So I'm a teacher, so obviously I've been teaching online. I've also given training sessions to other teachers, and I've been also involved in creating materials for online classes. So yeah.
Great, thanks. Could you tell us a little bit about how you've developed as a teacher during this period?
Well, first of all, ever since we started this lockdown situation, I found that I have a lot more time to, for example, do research and attend online conferences and webinars and trainings, which I couldn't do like before because of my working schedule. But like at the beginning, I felt like I had a lot of time on my hands, so I had to use it to kind of develop as a teacher. So yeah, that's one thing. That it's just the whole thing allowed me to kind of broaden my knowledge when it comes to teaching, and also to discover this new world of online teaching because I've never done it before. So it was completely new to me. Yeah, so that's one thing. And it also, like this, ever since lockdown, I changed my mind, or changed my perception of online teaching. Like before, I used to think of online teaching as, I would say, not as effective as face-to-face teaching, because I've never done it before. I've never tried it before. So I was like, no, it can't be, you can't use a communicative approach in an online class, and students won't get as many opportunities to kind of like speak, or you won't be able to cover all the different skills. But I discovered that I was completely wrong. Like basically you can do everything that you would do in an online in a face-to-face class, in an online class, and sometimes even better, because there are a lot of options and a lot of features that, for example, the platforms that we use offer. So yeah, I found that was really, and I also was a little bit skeptical about how Moroccan students in particular would view online teaching, because it wasn't very popular before. But I was kind of surprised to see that they're really loving it, and they're really engaged. So I was happy about that. Yeah, there are a lot of things that I've learned ever since I started teaching online. For example, how to be flexible. This is key when it comes to online teaching, because sometimes you face like some kinds of issues. Like sometimes the connection is not that great, or you're facing some kind of technical issues when it comes to the platform that you're using, or your students are facing those. So you have to kind of think on the spot and find an alternative immediately, which is something that, I mean, in a face-to-face class, it's completely different. In an online, for example, I'm planning to use a video with my students, but then the internet is not good and they can't really hear what's happening in the video, or just like it keeps breaking up. So for example, I would maybe, because I've watched a video before, I would just tell what happens in the video. If it's a story, I would just tell that story, or, and then we could just go on with the lesson. And when you're teaching online, you do face these kind of problems a lot, but with time you do come up with solutions, and it becomes kind of easier. Yeah. Also, like, try to adapt stuff. When I started online teaching, I thought that everything that I knew before and that I used before in face-to-face classes it wouldn't be, or I couldn't use it in an online class. It felt like I had to start learning from scratch. But it's not the case. Like you still can adapt pretty much everything. For example, one of my favorite things, to use in a face-to-face class, but now as well as an online class, was, for example, presentations. And I was like, okay, how is that going to go in an online class? But actually it's a lot better in an online class. Or, for example, debates. Like in a normal class, face-to-face class, for example, you have 12 students, and you want to create like small groups, and then give them the opportunity to kind of like defend their ideas in a debate. But sometimes, for example, if you create 4 different groups, they would be talking and it gets a little bit loud, and it's kind of disturbing when you're in a normal like face-to-face class. But in an online class, just send them to breakout rooms, and you can have fewer students in each group, so they will have more chance to kind of speak and defend their ideas, and at the same time they can't hear the other groups, they're not being disturbed. So yeah, I discovered that there are a lot of other useful and practical options when you're teaching online that you wouldn't necessarily have in a face-to-face class. So yeah. I don't know, I kind of look back at now I've been teaching online for like a little bit more than 3 months. It seems like a very short period of time, but I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Like the first time I learned that I was going to teach online, I was a little bit, can I do it? I don't feel that confident teaching online, especially young learners. But yeah, there's a lot of progress I feel that happened, like a lot of things that I've learned, and now I feel a lot more confident teaching online, and I feel like I even enjoy it a lot more. And I definitely want to keep doing this in the future. This is the future, basically. So
yeah, we're in the future. No, that's great. It's great to hear you talk about how it's like the necessity for online teaching, and it's
exactly
threw us all in a situation, well, a lot of us, that we didn't necessarily expect to be in, or what we would prefer to be in. But actually, as you're saying, first of all, it's a great opportunity for growth, but then also, like, some things that you say work better. Fantastic. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kawtar. Thank you, Kawtar. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and bye for now.